Welcome to our video on the 7 main causes of blocked arteries. Arteries supply the heart and transport oxygen-rich blood to all the tissues and organs throughout our body. They're responsible for circulation and keeping everything running smoothly. But when these vital conduits become blocked, heart attack, stroke, and other problems occur. This process of artery blockage is called atherosclerosis. Cardiovascular diseases, primarily driven by atherosclerosis, are the leading cause of death across the world. They claim around 17 million lives annually, accounting for a staggering 31% of all deaths. Now, atherosclerosis blockages build gradually, years before symptoms appear, and in fact, it's often called the silent killer, because many people don't experience any symptoms before a heart attack. Understanding the cause is key. So today, we'll explore how it happens, as well as practical steps to prevent and reverse atherosclerosis, so that you and the ones you love can enjoy years of energy and health. But before we dig in, can you do us a favor? Click on the thumbs up and help us spread the word about heart disease prevention. And ring that bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. We want to make sure you get the latest info so you can live a long, healthy life. And stick around to find out how to get 2 heart healthy free gifts. We guarantee both you and your heart will love them. Okay, let's get into it. Number 7. Genetics and age. These are 2 factors that we can't control, but we need to understand them. Genetics, the blueprint of our bodies, play a substantial role in our overall health, including our arteries. Inherited genes influence things like blood pressure and the propensity for diabetes, which contribute to atherosclerosis. If you have a family history of heart disease, it means that the risk of developing artery problems might be higher for you. So take it as a gentle nudge to really pay attention to the factors we'll discuss next. Age, on the other hand, affects everyone. Our arteries naturally begin to harden and lose their flexibility as we age. This is due to a combination of factors, including the fact that our bodies naturally produce less collagen as we get older, which is vital for our heart, skin, joints, and brain. In the context of heart health, collagen provides structure and elasticity to our arteries, making them more resilient and less prone to damage. Like a new rubber band, stretching and contracting as the body needs. So, while we can't stop time, we can do things like making sure to get plenty of vitamin C, which plays an indirect role in collagen synthesis, or other food-based strategies, which we'll get to later. Essentially, understanding our genetics and factors related to aging enables us to be proactive. Regular health screenings and checkups become crucial, especially for those with a family history of heart disease. By keeping track of key health markers, such as blood pressure and C-reactive protein, we can slow the aging process and keep our arteries young. Number 6. Smoking. Smokers are 2 to 4 times more likely to develop coronary heart disease. The smoke and other chemicals in cigarettes damage cells throughout the body and can kill cells in the artery walls. As a result, sticky deposits of fat, cholesterol, and other substances build up in the blood and artery walls. Smoking not only creates an environment for plaque deposits to thrive in the coronary arteries, but can also block arteries in the legs and arms, a serious condition called peripheral artery disease. The good news is that the human body is extremely resilient and begins to repair itself almost immediately after you stop smoking, so it's never too late. Number 5. Alcohol. While smoking clearly destroys health, the impact of alcohol isn't quite as clear-cut. We'll get to the potential benefits in a second. But first, recent scientific research has shed new light on how different patterns of alcohol consumption can have varying effects on our arteries. a groundbreaking study from the University of Rochester used mice to mimic human patterns of drinking, from moderate daily consumption to binge drinking. In this study, the mice that simulated moderate drinking, equivalent to 2 drinks per day, experienced a decrease in atherosclerosis, or artery blockage. On the contrary, mice that replicated binge drinking patterns, equivalent to 7 drinks in a single day, showed an increase in atherosclerosis. This study provides strong evidence for a direct cause and effect relationship between drinking patterns and arterial health. It emphasizes that while moderate alcohol consumption might be linked to certain heart benefits, excessive or binge drinking is highly detrimental. These findings echo the often cited relationship between moderate red wine consumption and heart health. Red wine contains antioxidants such as resveratrol, and studies suggest that these antioxidants may protect the lining of blood vessels in the heart, as well as preventing blood clots. However, moderation is the operative term here. Experts recommend no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks per day for men. Number 4. Stress. Stress is overlooked when it comes to heart disease, but it has a surprisingly large impact. Stress, especially when chronic, can contribute to atherosclerosis through a number of mechanisms. Imagine you're out in the wild, and you suddenly spot a lion sprinting towards you. Your heart rate quickens, your palms get sweaty, and your senses become razor sharp. You're in a state of heightened readiness. This is your body's fight or flight response kicking in, a survival mechanism that helps us react quickly in dangerous situations. The hormones adrenaline and cortisol surge, preparing your body to either stand your ground or make a quick escape. In these short bursts, this response is a lifesaver. However, problems arise when this stress response is triggered too often and lasts too long, which is the case with chronic stress. Unlike our ancestors, the stressors we face today aren't typically life or death situations, but our bodies react in much the same way. Chronic stress keeps our bodies in a continuous state of high alert, leading to persistently elevated levels of stress hormones. Over time, these high hormone levels can cause damage. Cortisol, for example, can lead to high blood sugar and blood pressure, which accelerate atherosclerosis. In 2013, the University of California published an analysis called Mind Your Heart, looking at stress, mental health, and heart disease. One of their meta-analysis studies found that depressed patients had an 80% increased risk of developing cardiovascular events. Other studies have found similar results, that stress and related mental health factors have a clear correlation with heart disease risk. Additionally, stress often leads to unhealthy habits, further exacerbating risk. With this in mind, it becomes clear that effective stress management is crucial for all of us. Techniques like meditation, yoga, or whatever helps you to disconnect and reduce stress are not only good for our happiness, they also have tangible effects on cardiovascular health. While our bodies are well equipped to outrun the metaphorical lion every once in a while, we aren't designed for constant stress. By recognizing and managing our stress effectively, we can help ensure that our fight or flight response is a protective shield rather than a double-edged sword. Before we get to number 3, Heart Disease Code would love to give you a free book, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, plus the first episode of the untold story of heart disease, something that everyone concerned about heart health should watch. Click the link in the description below to claim these free gifts. Okay, let's get back to the list. Number 3, poor food choices. Think of your body as a high-performance sports car with hundreds of intricate processes, all working in harmony. If we want to keep those processes running smoothly, we need to provide them with quality fuel. This fuel, in our case, is food. Natural whole foods provide a rich source of nutrients that our bodies need to function at their best. On the other hand, refined carbohydrates, sugar, and highly processed foods, akin to cheap fuel, cause spikes and crashes in our blood sugar levels, leading to inflammation and damaging cell function. In this regard, a good rule of thumb is to eat the rainbow. Colourful fruits and vegetables signal a high density of nutrients. For example, berries owe their rich red, blue, and purple hues to a group of plant compounds called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins act as powerful antioxidants, reduce inflammation, and maintain the health of blood vessels, thus supporting heart health. Orange foods, like carrots and sweet potatoes, are packed with carotenoids. Carotenoids have been shown to protect the eyes, boost immunity, and inhibit atherosclerosis. Healthy fats found in foods like avocados, nuts, and seeds provide essential fuel while keeping arteries strong and flexible. Avocado is a particularly interesting food. In a 2022 study by Harvard University, researchers discovered that people who ate one or more avocado per week had a 21% reduced risk of coronary heart disease. Amongst other things, avocados improve insulin sensitivity and endothelial function, helping to modulate blood pressure, blood circulation, and artery function. So, what about meat? Grass-fed meat is a healthier option compared to grain or soy-fed varieties. Why? Because the diet of the animal determines the nutrient profile of the meat. Grass-fed beef, for instance, contains higher ratios of omega-3 fatty acids, known to promote heart health, compared to grain-fed beef. Similarly, wild-caught fish have a more diverse diet and live in less crowded conditions than farm-raised fish, leading to a higher nutrient density, more omega-3, and less exposure to contaminants. By consciously choosing what we put into our bodies, we nourish our arteries, heart, and every other process that we rely on for heart and vitality. As the saying goes, we are what we eat. Number 2. Rancid oils. Oils are a less-known danger, lurking in many kitchens. Rancid oils wreak havoc in the body, specifically for arteries. Polyunsaturated oils found in vegetable and seed oils can easily go rancid when exposed to light, heat, and oxygen, meaning that they may be bad before they even get to the supermarket shelf. This process of going rancid, also known as oxidizing, changes the structure of the oil. Think of it like an apple turning brown after you cut it, or a piece of iron rusting. When this oxidized oil enters our body, it causes inflammation, damaging cells and tissues, a problem known as oxidative stress. A simple step to protect your body is to stay away from polyunsaturated vegetable and seed oils, such as soybean oil, corn, sunflower, cottonseed, rapeseed, canola, and safflower oil. Instead, go for healthier alternatives, such as extra virgin olive oil, which is primarily composed of monounsaturated fats. Monounsaturated fats are more stable than polyunsaturated fats, making them less likely to go rancid. What's more, extra virgin olive oil contains a special compound called oleic acid, which has been shown to reduce inflammation, with some studies suggesting it may even have beneficial effects on genes linked to cancer. Coconut oil is another healthy option to consider, particularly for cooking. While it's high in saturated fats, which some people worry about, current research indicates that saturated fats are not necessarily problematic, and that high-quality saturated fats may even be beneficial. Coconut oil is rich in medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, which are metabolized differently than other types of fats. These go straight from the digestive tract to the liver, where they can be used as a quick source of energy, or turned into ketones, which have been found to have unique benefits, especially for brain health. So stay away from polyunsaturated fats, and go instead for quality extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil. Number 1. Lack of physical activity. Exercise is essential, especially as we age. Engaging in various forms of physical activity offers numerous benefits, including maintaining flexible arteries, improving blood pressure, enhancing circulation, strengthening the heart muscle, managing weight, and regulating glucose metabolism. And of course, these factors all significantly reduce the risk of artery disease. However, the advantages of exercise extend beyond the physical realm. When we exercise, our bodies release endorphins, often referred to as feel-good hormones. These natural painkillers and mood elevators alleviate stress, reduce pain, and help us to stay motivated. Additionally, endorphins promote better sleep quality, which plays a crucial role in maintaining heart health. Adequate sleep is essential, as sleep deprivation has been associated with an increased risk of hypertension and atherosclerosis. So, what type of exercise is best? First of all, start where you are today and go from there. If you already have a heart condition, talk with your healthcare provider to determine the best approach. A combination of low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, or aquacise can be ideal for beginners or those with injuries. These activities minimize stress on joints while improving heart health. Walking after meals has particular benefits for digestion, blood sugar control, and insulin function. In terms of more vigorous exercise, running, rowing, dancing, and similar exercise get the heart pumping more, thus providing greater cardiovascular benefits. Weight training and resistance training, if it's within your capability, is extremely beneficial. By increasing muscle mass, mitochondrial function improves, boosting metabolism, which improves glucose uptake and reduces body fat faster. Moreover, weight training enhances bone density, mobility, and balance, as well as energy production. As we age, muscle mass decreases, a process known as sarcopenia, making resistance training even more important to counteract this decline. Lastly, stretching, yoga, and Tai Chi can benefit people of all fitness levels, promoting flexibility, circulation, balance, and stress reduction, ultimately having a broadly positive impact on heart health. Again, work within your capabilities and find something you enjoy doing. Every bit helps to keep your engine running more optimally and fight off disease from multiple angles. So to recap, there's 7 main causes of blocked arteries you should know about. Number 7, genetics and age. Number 6, smoking. Number 5, alcohol. Number 4, stress. Number 3, poor food choices. Number 2, rancid oils. And number 1, lack of physical activity. Paying attention to these and taking the practical steps that we outlined can have a big impact on health outcomes. We hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to leave a comment with any thoughts, questions, or requests for future video topics. And remember to get your 2 free gifts: The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, and the first episode of The Untold Story of Heart Disease. Just click the link in the description below to get them. And remember to like this video and click the subscribe button, so that you can stay up to date as we release new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a happy and heart-healthy day.